I'm right in the middle of adding a bathroom onto my house, and we hired out the work, but a way that I'm saving money is that I bought an unfinished vanity cabinet, and today I'm going to show you how I'm staining it and getting it prepped to install right here once the sheetrock goes in. Before I can get to the staining of my vanity, I want to go ahead and drill all the holes for my hardware. And I got matching pulls for all of the drawers. And if you don't remember the size or the spread on your hardware, all you have to do is measure from the inside, from the middle of each of the holes on the back. So I have a 5-inch spread, so I want to make sure the holes that I drill are 5 inches apart. There are templates available, which I would totally recommend if you're doing a whole kitchen, but for the few drawers on this vanity, I'm just finding the center of each drawer panel and measuring 2.5 inches from there to get a centered 5-inch handle. Before I drill the holes, I'm going to take all of the drawers out because when it comes time to stain, I'm going to want to do them individually anyway, and it's also a lot easier to drill holes down than it is to drill them across. 3/16 is a typical drill bit size for cabinet hardware screws. When you're drilling, just make sure the bit is completely perpendicular to the drawer so the screw will be nice and straight. The top panels up here are actually just false fronts. They're not actually drawers, but I'm going to go ahead and add hardware on the outer two so that it blends in with the drawers below. And maybe one day I'll build drawers for the top ones. When it comes to staining wood, sanding is the most important step. Whether you're using a power sander or hand sanding, go in the direction of the wood grain. It should be nice and smooth to the touch before you move to the next step. Using a damp rag or tack cloth, wipe off all the dust you just created. When I was testing out my stain options, I liked a mix between the two of these. This one's a little lighter, this one's darker, so I want to mix them and get a medium tone. The important thing to consider when you're mixing stains though is that you mix way more than you're going to need, because unless you're measuring it exactly, you're never going to get the same stain color again. So you want to make sure you have plenty to use while you're working on your project. If at all possible, you should stain outside, but since I'm pregnant, I'm going to take a little extra precaution and wear a respirator. Now I'm ready to seal the vanity, and you've probably heard of people using polyurethane on wood furniture, but today I'm going to use spar urethane because it's made for the outdoors. It's going to expand and contract with moisture and humidity and not be affected by those elements, which is perfect for a bathroom where there might be a few wet hands opening and closing the drawers every now and then. I'm using a satin finish and applying with a throwaway brush so I don't have to clean it with mineral spirits later. Once the first coat dries, lightly sand everything again before applying an additional coat of urethane for the best protection. Now that I have the front of the vanity all prepped and ready, I need to get the back ready for installation. I have some plumbing pipes coming out of my wall, so I already took the measurements of those, and I'm going to transfer the measurements to the back of the vanity and drill the holes so that it'll slip right in when it's time to go inside. I'm marking where the center of each pipe will be. Then, using a hole saw bit slightly larger than each pipe to drill the holes. I'm using 1¼ inch for my supply lines and 2¼ inch for the drain. Then all I have to do is slip the vanity right into place. To attach to the wall, center your vanity and check that it's level in all directions. Use wood scraps as shims if needed to get it level before using 3-inch screws to attach it to the studs in your wall. Now that the countertop and faucet have been installed, my new vanity is fully functional and it looks great too. Thanks for checking in. I've got so many projects to share with you, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next episode.